Alright, what's up everybody? I'm starting this series and I'm going to break down trading from the very beginning. If you've ever opened a chart and had no idea where you were looking at, this series should help you understand how everything works. But before we get into the actual concepts, I want to talk about how I got into trading because I think a lot of people start the exact same way I did. So, I started in July 2024 and I looked up online how to make money and started with drop shipping a little bit, but I found trading and I found TJR's bootcamp. Um, and that's what started my journey in July 2024. So everything was new to me. Now it's like trading's like a different language, but it made no sense to me at first. I had no idea what I was looking at. Like, this probably makes no sense to you right now. Like, how could these
The market is open.
lines make you any money is probably what you're thinking. But after going through that boot camp, that kind of taught me the basics. And what I want to do is create a shorter version and teach you the basics, teach you my model, give you guys some tips, and give you some sauce and value. So you guys may or may not know this person, but Dodgy is who I thought he was the god of trading. And like a lot of these guys, they think they kind of give you like their secret model, and if you follow it to a T, you think you're going to be profitable, make a bunch of money. But after a year and a half of trading, I realized that was not there's no secret sauce. It's just discipline, following your rules, risking the right amounts, and having a model that actually works, that you know is going to work. So after watching TJR's bootcamp, I started and I made a $1,000, signed up on Trade for a $1,000 live account. So I put $1,000 of my own money into a live account. And I had no idea what I was doing. I thought I knew it all within the first month, and I ended up blowing it. Not making a single dollar, blowing it all within the first week. My emotions were going crazy. I couldn't handle it, and that was the first month of my trading. I just lost $1,000 within a week. So I took a step back and I was like, all right, what am I going to do? So kind of watched all of Dodgy's videos and learned this fair value gap model, and thought if I followed this pattern to a T, if I waited for this confluence, this and this, then I'll start making money. But that never really worked out. And the reason I wasn't progressing was because I was trading a pattern. And if trading was just memorizing a pattern, then everyone would be rich. Everyone could learn that same pattern, and why wouldn't everybody find the golden pattern and just trade when they see their pattern appear on the screen? That's just because the market doesn't work like that, and the big sharks are manipulating the market, and they want you to trade a pattern. So how did I overcome this? There's no secret key. It wasn't a flip of a switch. It was just watching the charts for a year and a half and building discretion, which is the key thing. And what discretion is, it's kind of like after viewing a trade play out so many times, you have a good feeling or you have a bad feeling of if the trade will play out or not. And overall, just understanding how price moves, where price wants to go, is the biggest thing. So, going back to when I started that $1,000 live account, like I said, I blew that account in 1 week due to over trading, revenge trading, no discipline. My emotions were all wacky, and I just didn't have faith and trust. This all comes back to having trust in knowing your model will work. Because if you know your model will work, you can sit back, let the probabilities run in your favor, and trade relaxed. And you know if you follow your rules, it's going to work. It's going to work out in the long term. So I started consuming a bunch of content, over-consuming content. And it's hard not to do that. Trying to find the best strategy, trying to learn new things every day. And that's okay in the start to learn the basics about what price is, what a candlestick is, what time frames are, which I'm going to get into in the later videos. But over time, I built my own kind of model after learning about what continuation trading was. And my model is extremely simple, but the hard part isn't the model itself, but it's the patience and sitting on your hands for most of the days. Having the discipline to show up every day and not force trades, break your rules, and just trust that the system is going to play out, and the probabilities are going to play out in the long term. So now that I've talked about how I got into trading, let's just start from the very beginning. Because before you learn what liquidity is or strategies, you need to first understand what you're even looking at when you open the chart. This may look like a bunch of lines on the screen, but it's a story. Price is a story in it, and you need to follow that story. So, candlesticks is where we're gonna start. All right. So you have. So on my chart, you can see. Hold on. What is going on? All right. So on my chart, you can see blue candlesticks, which are considered bullish candlesticks, which means when price goes up, the chart is gonna show a blue stick going up, and when price goes down, it's gonna show a black candlestick going down. Okay, so there's two different types of candlesticks: bullish, which are blue candles in my case that are going up, and bearish candles, which are black and are going down. So here's an easy one to look at it. Here is a bullish candle that went up, and here is a bearish candle that went down. All right, so that's the start. So candles have an open and a close. So this bullish candle, so if I draw out a bullish candle real quick, let's see if I could do that. Polyline maybe? Yeah, this is it. All right. So, perfect. All right. So, a bullish candle. Actually, let me just scroll through here. All right. Now we have a blank screen. This is a bullish candle. All right. Bang. And now we're going to break down the different parts of a candle. So, I don't know if you may have seen in the chart above, but you may have seen little lines coming out of the candle. This is called a wick. So, these are wicks right here, wick, wick, and this is the candle body, right? So, this is a wick right here, and right here is the candle body. And I would be taking notes on this if you want to make any money trading. All right, so when price opens, this might not make sense now, just try and digest it. So every minute, so as you can see, we're on the 1 minute chart right here. 1 minute chart, right? So what that means is a candle will appear every minute. So 1 minute passes by, a candle will print. Next minute, bang. Next minute, next minute, next minute, next minute, next minute. Each candlestick represents 1 minute in price. All right. So going back to here, there's an open. So when the minute, let's just say we're on minute, it's 9:30, right? So right when 9:30 hits, it's coming 9:29, 9:29, 59 seconds, 9:30 hits, right? Price will, the new candle appears, and it opens right here. So this is where price would open, right? And then it will, so price opened here at 9:30. And what these wicks mean is that price went down, right? Within this 9:30 minute, went all the way back up, right? It could have been chopping around here, but went all the way back up. And when 9:31 came, price closed right here. Bang, right? So it opened here, went down, went back up, and when 9:31 came, the candle closed right here. So right here was the open of the candle, and right here is the close. Right? Okay. So that's pretty much what a candlestick is, right? And yeah, that's what a candlestick is. And why this is important is because candles can tell part of the story and help explain where price wants to go. And can help you with your entry, managing your entry, everything like that. So moving on from a candlestick, I'm just going to show you guys some examples of different time frames. Okay, so here's the 1 minute time frame. So as I explained, each candlestick shows, yeah, there we go. So as you can see, let's go to 9:30 today. All right, so this was the 9:30 candle to show you an example. So you could see how that tiny little blue candle body, you could barely see it, like right there, right? You guys could probably see that. So what that means is that the candle opened right here, right? Opened right here, went all the way down here, all the way back up here to this wick, and then ended right there. And that's the candle body. So I wanted to go back. I just realized that this is for a bullish candle. This is a bullish candle. So an up moving candle, bullish candle. Now, I'm going to show the other kind of candle, which is a bearish candle, okay? So this is a bearish candle, and I'm going to make it black, like my screen. All right, and I'll make this one blue. Blue, whatever, you guys get the idea. Okay, so bullish candle moving up, bearish candle moving down. So this is bearish candle. So on the other hand, a bearish candle will open up here. Let's give this thing wicks also. Bearish candles also have wicks, right? So bearish candle with some wicks, right? Okay, so bearish candles. So this candle, on the other hand, would have opened right here, right? Candle opens, so next minute comes around, 9:32 comes around, say. This candle opens right here. It shoots up, bang, that's where that, to the top of that wick. Might move around a little bit, goes all the way down. Sorry, all the way down. Starts here, moves up, moves down to this wick down here, and as the minute's coming to an end, the candle closes right here, right? So this is the open for a bearish candle. They open at the top, and they will close at the bottom here. Bullish candle, bearish candle. Most important thing on how I trade candlesticks. You probably see them all the time, but that is all you need to know about a candlestick, right? So I'm going to delete all of this. All right. So this is the 1 minute chart. Each candle is representing 1 minute of price, right? 1 minute of price, 1 minute of price, 1 minute of price. Every minute a candlestick prints, and let me show you some real real-time examples, right? So this, what kind of candle is this, right? What do you think it is? It's a bullish candle. Obviously, it's a blue candle, and it's going up. So it opened here, wick down to the bottom of that wick, which is right here, wick to the top of this, price moved to the top of that wick, and it closed right there. Bang, done. That's that candle. So if we move on to a bearish example, like a black candle, price opened right here. Let me zoom in so I can show you guys a little better. There we go. Okay. This should be easy to see. Price opens at here, the candle body. It goes up, so price is moving. First couple seconds maybe it goes up to this wick. You could see right there, that wick is what I'm pointing at. Price went up, and then price moved down and to the bottom. Price moved down to the bottom of that wick, and it closed right at that candle body. So that's what a candle is. That's how price works. Now I'm going to move on to time frames. Okay, so here is the 1 minute time frame. The time frames that I like to use, I use the 1 minute, I use the 5 minute time frame, I use the 15 minute time frame, I use the 1 hour time frame. And why is this important? What do you guys think the 1 hour time frame is representing? So the 1 hour time frame, all that means is that every candle is 1 hour of price. So this candle was at 9 a.m., right? And it opened at 9 a.m. and closed at 10. So 1 hour of price movement, right? That's that. Next candle is another hour. Next candle is another hour. You get the idea. So looking at this is a couple days worth of price moving, right? If each candle is an hour, there's 24 hours in the day. This is a couple hours of price moving. We go to the 15 minute. 15 minute, all that means is each candle represents 15 minutes of price, right? And I'm going to show you guys what that kind of looks like, right? So here's the 15-minute candle, and I'm going to circle it. If I could circle it, yeah. All right, so I'm going to circle this candle. I'm going to circle one of these candles right here. Okay, so this candle right here, I got a circle around it, this one. Now, this is a 15-minute candle, 15 minutes of price moving. Now, if I drop down to the 1 minute time frame, you're going to see what this looks like on the lower time frame. Okay, there we go. So we're going to zoom in. That circle was based on that 15-minute candle. So now if we count it out, there should be 15 candles in the circle. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So around 15. I didn't circle it perfectly, I guess, right? But you get the idea. So what happened? Price during these 15 minutes, right? If we jump back to that 15-minute, there we go. You can see, I'm going to show you guys exactly. I'm going to put a box around it, actually. Rectangle. Box. There we go. Perfect. Let's see if that represents it a little better. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, there we go. That's better. Okay, so you guys saw that bullish candle moving up. So what happened, right? So let's just say 9:15 comes around. Now the next 15-minute candle is going to open, right? So it opens right here. This is 1 minute, right? We get some moves up, some moves down, moves up, right? And these 15 minutes created this 15-minute candle, right? There you go. So it opened right here. Price moved down, moved all the way up to this wick, moved back down, and closed right here. So at the end of the 15 minutes, right? 9:30 came around, the candle closed right here. And that's pretty much what a candlestick is, how they open and close, what a wick is. So this is a huge wick, right? And just to drop a little bit of sauce, I use wicks a lot. And large wicks are very strong magnets, which we'll talk about in a later video and why that's important. So I think that's it for day one. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything or if I'm going too fast. No, I think I'm good. All right, that's it. I'll see. So take some notes, refer back to the video. If you have any questions, let me know. But it should be pretty straightforward, pretty simple. What a candlestick is, that's the very first thing any futures trader should know. So moving on to... So in day two, we'll be talking about trends and fair value gaps.